Welcome to the another episode of the Ravi Nadar show. Today, I have a guest. She is a cancer champion coach. She is a Joe Stock speaker who recently her video got so much of viral and so many people has watched that particular video. It has like around more than 16,000 views. She is an upcoming author and a data scientist who is on a mission to accelerate the lives of 1 million working professional cancer survivors by awareness of organic foods, positive mindset, and eventually transforming them to lead a healthy and fulfilled life. She's also passionate and working on to combine technology data science with her mission for the benefit of a cancer survivor. She is a cancer champion coach who helps cancer survivors to become champions by lifestyle reshaping without the fear of cancer reoccurrence. She is none other than Ashwini Purushothaman. A warm welcome to you to the Ravi Nada show, Ashwini. Great to have you here.
Thank you, Ravi, for having me on the show. It's my pleasure to be here and to be on this platform and spread the awareness here.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure, to have you on the show so that, we can help a lot of people who are going through this kind of a pain and we see, how we can turn this pain into the power. So, give us a small brief about the journey of who you were before to who you are right now as a building cancer survivor to can win movement.
Yeah. So before at this moment, I could say like before this cancer journey, I was a person who had lots of emotions, like a person with so much of stress, emotions, and who did not know how to balance the life properly. So I did not know like how to balance the professional life, how to balance the personal life. Then what kind of emotions are good for health? What kind of foods are good for health? How a healthy lifestyle is important for a person. I did not know any of these actually. I did not know how the body and mind is connected. I was living a random life without having any proper direction or anything. So after this thing happened, the cancer happened in my life. Initially, like each and every person out there, even I was in a position to ask so many questions to God, like why did I get this? Why
Mhm.
did you choose me? What wrong I have done in my life at this very young age? So at a young age of 25 years, why did I get this? All these questions I was having in my mind. But later, I thought of not being dwelled into it, because the more we dwell into it, the more it is going to affect my health and in turn
Mhm.
my family and professional life as well. So that is how I started coming out of it slowly by practicing a complete transformation of myself in terms of my mental health, physical health, emotional health, the everything. And slowly I started becoming a better person day by day. So because becoming a better person doesn't happen in a day or two. It is
Mhm.
a process which takes time. So it took some time for me to change myself, but I felt I was becoming more confident in my life. So later one day, and even I was becoming good at my profession. um, I could say better than how I used to be earlier. I was getting into a very good position actually. So that time I felt okay, fine. I am doing good in my life in terms of everything. But what about the people out there? Because whenever I come across in social media, I could see people crying in my lap, or so
Mhm.
many movements are there. I mean, so many foundations are there where the people they cry asking for financial help or telling
Mhm.
that they are so down in their life, so much of negativity they are having. So thought of like what is the purpose of my life. Then only I came to know, okay, I should be spreading awareness about cancer to a huge extent, because cancer is so much prevalent in the world. Like especially in every 8 minute a person is being affected by some one or the other types of cancer.
Oh.
So I thought I should be spreading awareness about it, so that people like me they are able to emerge stronger. They are able to reborn and successfully, and they're able to come back with a bang. So that is how I started this movement, Cancer to Canvin, which now whenever I'm doing, like whenever I'm part of this, helping the survivors, I feel so much of satisfaction, and I feel a sense of achievement in my life.
Okay. So, like, what would you say, like, what was the biggest turning point in your life, like, which actually shaped completely differently your life completely? Was that like the day when you got to know about this, or maybe like after when you got to know, like, you have to go, like, some challenges? What was that biggest turning point in your life?
Turning point, actually it is a sequence of events, I could say. Initially
Okay.
cancer happened. After that I recovered out of it. That is itself a turning point, first turning point. But
Mm-hmm.
later, how I changed to a person, to complete person, a matured person, a person who is able to run multiple things, that happened after the birth of my son, I could say. He changed me into complete new person. Not I mean, I became a mom in the, like during my the birth of my first kid. I, that time also I was a mom, I was doing a lot of things for my kid, but I did not have the clarity. But
Mm-hmm.
this time I came as a new person with lots of clarity. Like, I have two kids and I thought like I should be there for them. I should be there. I should be a strong person so that when they look at me, they will also grow as a stronger uh, people. They will also be stronger in their life. So that
Mm-hmm.
is how I. That was the biggest turning point in my life, I could say.
Okay. Now, Ashwini, like, I know there are so many people who are going through this particular challenges, and also, like, so many of them come out of it as well. But I can see, like, very few people like you who are brave enough, like, who are also going, like, coming into the social media, and, like, you're supporting these kind of people, because I know when this hits, like, there would be a lot of financial challenges. If we have to take over that financial challenges, okay, if somebody has taken care of financial, what about the mental challenges, right? A lot of people has to go through this kind of a mental challenges as well. So what are the challenges someone faces as a cancer survivor or a recently diagnosed cancer patient? What is, like, most of the things, like, what they have to go through?
So the challenges, like they have to battle with themselves each and every day, with their inner self, and they have to battle with the outer world as well. So with their inner self, in the sense, they have to undergo lots of emotions,
Mm-hmm.
fear, anxiety, frustration, irritability, and even after the treatment, they have the fear of reoccurrence. So,
Mm-hmm.
so much of fears they will undergo, inner battles they have to face, which they have to be facing each and every day. And the outer world, when it comes to the outer world, when they try to go out, the people see them in a different way. Like, they will sympathize with them, or
Mm-hmm.
they they will ask so many questions. How you're going to lead your life? Have you left your job? Will you be able to take care of your children? So these kind of questions you have to face. So that, I think that is the reason, like, many of the people do not reveal this cancer itself to the outer world. They keep it
Mm-hmm.
within themselves because they think like, when they reveal it, it's going to affect them as well as the future generation as well. So there are so many preconceived notions or myths about cancer, like cancer is genetic or cancer is. Sometimes, like I went to a government hospital where the survivors were asking me, like, were telling to me, they were feeling very bad, like their own family members, they have neglected them, telling that
Oh.
cancer is contagious. But I said, I just educated them that it's complete myth. Cancer is not at all contagious.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it is a completely, it's a normal ailment, disease, like all the other diseases. So I was
Hmm.
educating them. So there are so many myths prevailing around cancer. That is the reason like people are battling it each and every day. They are not able to even come and talk about it openly.
Okay. So I also like, I was recently talking to my one of the family members, and I got to know like, one of the relatives has got cancer. But like, my family members, they were trying to contact that person, but they are not picking up the phone. And it's not only about my family members, like, we tried with like, different family members, like, they are trying to catch up with them, but they are not responding to anybody. So what do you think, like, when this kind of a situation occurs? Okay, yes, that was a myth, like, which you have broken right now. Like, people thought that this is something which is contagious, and because of which that person, whoever it was, like, that was being left out. And what all do you think, like, what all same kind of a, like, what all different myths are there? Like, maybe if you could, like, highlight like two to three, like, maybe important myths, like, that will be actually helping, like, towards the audiences.
So the first myth, as I already said, like people think, still they think like cancer is contagious,
Mm-hmm.
which more awareness has to be spread on it. And second is people always believe like when cancer happens, it is always genetic only. That is not the reason,
Okay.
because as per the research itself, it has been proved that like only 20% chances are there to be a genetic reason. 80% it occurs because of our poor lifestyle.
Hmm.
Even if there is a gene in a person that has come from their ancestor, if that person is going to lead a very healthy life from the beginning, like eating the right food, doing the exercise, having a very calm state of mind, like a very peaceful, stress free mind, doing meditations every day, being grateful. And if they have when they practice these kind of things in their life, definitely they are going to improve the immunity in their body, and they're not going to catch cancer. So that is a myth actually. The third thing is people believe like cancer is happens because of some radiations. It is not true always. Like it doesn't happen because of the using the mobile. Of course, using it for so much long time causes problem in eyes and everything, but generally while using phone itself, it does not causes cancer or something. Then there are so many myths like that, like uh, eating no, I mean eating non-veg is going to cause cancer, but it's not like that. You can have, but it should be in a very minimal amount. More num- uh, vegetarian food has to be in your plate, like more fruits and vegetables, and only less non non-veg. That too, your home cooked food is good. So there are so many myths like this prevailing, which should be addressed, I believe.
Yes, absolutely. Because the people do not have this kind of a awareness, and because they do not have this kind of a awareness, and that is actually getting affected, and it is getting affected in a, like, maybe in a negative way. And you talked about that when someone is going through, and like you yourself were going through when these kind of a challenges. What would you say, though, like the medication, the radiation, all those things are happening from, like, medical wise, like that has been taken care of. Okay, for like, so that we can, like, for that cancer treatment, that is one. Do you think, like, that's something, maybe the our inner self, like our mind, our soul, our body, do you think that is also something which is very important that people should start taking care of? So I mean, like, if somebody is going through that particular thing, it's not only about the treatment, medicine, and everything, but how about the way we speak to ourselves, and the emotions, the challenges, and all? What would you say to that? Like, how a person can manage that particular thing?
So, the moment you have been diagnosed, you'll have so many inner self talks with yourself.
Hmm.
So, first control, first talk positive words to yourself, convey positive messages to yourself. When you convey positive messages to yourself, it will in turn be conveyed to the universe as well. So, I mean, we have to control the negative talks by. There are so many ways to control the your mind, your inner self. You can do meditation. You can write positive affirmations, journal, positive journaling, or you can go in nature for a walk. You can see how blessed you are. Though you got cancer, I understand, like a person who gets cancer, they feel like they have been given a big punishment by God, but that is not true. When you go and look in the outside world, you can see so many people suffering more than that. like like people who are physically challenged or mentally challenged, they are suffering each and every day. So they are not able to do their own work. Because during my treatment, and after that as well, I saw so many motivational videos where I mean, I got to see like people who are in their wheelchairs for their lifetime. So there are so many things happening like that. So look at others, like you should feel like you are blessed in some way or the other. Always give some kind of hopes, positivity to yourself. Don't think like you have been given a very deadly thing. Definitely, cancer is a deadly disease, but it can be fought with more positivity and more visualization and everything. So that is one thing I could say. And also have a positive environment around you. Surround
Hmm.
yourself with positive people. If there are someone who's going to put you down or just make your energy drain, don't be with such people, because it's still going to affect you. So always be surrounded with people who are motivating you, encouraging you, who let you grow actually. So these are the ways I could say, like you can be positive and you can encourage, you can nurture your inner self.
Yeah. And also, you talked about the visualization. Now, I am actually stressing to this particular thing because many of them they don't think that, like, how much power this actually holds. Though, okay, talking to yourself positively, or maybe the environment on those part, people might like think that, okay, this is not something which is important, it's only about the medication or the treatment that is going to taken care of. But at the same time, it also, the things which you are sharing, that also holds the same kind of a power.
Definitely.
Yeah. And
It's
also,
like a
like,
complete package. Everything has
yes,
to be in place.
absolutely. Like, it's the same example, like, somebody says, like, as a human being, we only actually trust something which we see from our eyes. But that doesn't mean, like, the things which we do not see from our eyes, that is not there. Like, electricity, right? Unless and until, like, it's there, if we are not able to see, but though it is there. So same kind of a thing, like, how the inner thing is, that is also important. You talk about the visualization, how important visualization plays an important role during this particular time.
So visualization is really going to help the survivors to cope up with the treatment and also recover soon after the treatment. So even though they are in the advanced stages of cancer, there is it doesn't cost a person to visualize. At least medications or the treatments that you're taking is going to cost you so much, but the visualization and the positive thinking is not going to cost you anything. It's just free of cost. The
Hmm.
only thing which you need is the faith and belief in it, that it is going to do wonders on you, that faith is really going to take you, help you to recover soon. So visualize like you're getting day by day better. For example, the medications that is being injected on your veins, the chemo treatment. Close your eyes and visualize that it is going and killing all the cancer cells in your body. And also when you take some good food, whenever you have it, visualize like it is completely cleansing your system. It is making you uh, energetic. It is doing so much good in you. So visualize each and everything. So the more the survivor visualize something related to the killing of cancer cells or um, regaining the health, they are going to become more stronger than before actually.
Okay, got it. Now, like, what are the symptoms do you think, like, if one got that particular symptoms, and like, when should, like, a person should go and consult the doctor, especially in this case?
So there are so many symptoms related to each and every type of cancer. So
Mm-hmm.
if for example, if a cancer is related to stomach, there's just stomach or colon or pancreas or intestine. So
Mm-hmm.
these types of cancers or esophagus, these types of cancers, they will give symptoms like nausea or sometimes back pain, or
Mm-hmm.
because I had a ovarian cancer in my which in my stomach only.
Mm-hmm.
So I got these symptoms like nausea, backache,
Mm-hmm.
or tiredness. Tiredness is a common symptom for all the cancers, or
Mm-hmm.
weight loss, sometimes weight gain. If it is
Mm-hmm.
a cancer surrounding your abdomen, it is going to put weight near the abdomen part. So also sometimes anemia, like blood counts become less. Then
Mm-hmm.
frequent drops of immunity levels, like frequent colds, frequent fevers. So these are the signs that the immunity of a person is not in a good, I mean, good position, like in a good scale, actually, I could say. So the immunity is being dropped. So they have to, if it is one time or two time, it is fine. But if they are continuously, if they are on low immunity, so much of tiredness without any reason, like when we
Mm-hmm.
worked hard, when we work for so much time, that time it is fine to have tiredness. But without any reason, if a person is having so much tiredness or nausea, indigestion, acidity, heartburn, or backache, or hoarseness in the voice for throat cancer, hoarseness, or
Mm-hmm.
coughing for in the case of lung cancer. So when
Mm-hmm.
these kind of symptoms persist for a period of time, then we can say like the person should consult the doctor immediately if it is
Mm-hmm.
going to be for a period of time.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, also, especially, like, the person who is going through this kind of treatment, or like, when they are diagnosed with cancer, so what advice, like, you can give it to, especially for the caregivers, because there are so many also people who are actually doing a noble thing, like, as a caregivers, and they are actually helping, and they are supporting, and they are also with their family members, and for some, like, there is no family member who is actually helping, but as a caregiver, they are the one who is taking care of. So what advice you would like to give it to them, and how they can take more care of, like, these at this kind of a situations?
So caregivers, I just I think more counseling should be given for caregivers at especially at this point of time during suppose when they are having a person in their family being diagnosed with cancer. More
Mhm.
than the survivor, the caregiver should be given counseling, because the survivor also they require counseling. That is
Mhm.
definitely true. But sometimes the survivors will be reluctant to take counseling because
Mhm.
of their stress and irritability due to that or the side effects of the treatment. They will not be in a position. But the caregivers, they should be very patient enough. They should be very supportive for the survivors. Without them, the survivors cannot recover soon. Or at least if the person, as you said, like if a person does not have family, at least uh, they should go, the survivor should go to a counseling specialist and get I mean, they should get the proper coaching so that
Mhm.
they will know how to handle this kind of situation. Especially the caregivers, they should know what kind of foods to give for the survivor at regular intervals of time, how to emotionally deal with a survivor, how to take care of their needs, how to emotionally support them, because sometimes to survivor they will need hugs, they will need the, I mean, love. They will
Mhm.
love us. They need pure love, affection. They need more support from the caregivers. That should definitely be there, actually. So in my case, like today, I'm here, like I am who I am today because of the caregivers, I could say. Without them, I would not have been able to recover soon. They played a major role in my life. My parents, my husband.
Mhm.
So each and every person should definitely have a strong caregiver in their life.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because more than like as a patient, because some or the other thing which we cannot tell or we cannot deal with that particular person, that we have to tell it to the caregivers, like how you need to get deal with them, like though, like sometime I know people might be stressed out, and they are not willingly, like to take that particular advice. Still, like we have to give those kind of advice and all those kind of coachings as well. Like people should be able to, like take how the counseling and all everything. Now, how the journey, I know, I remember, like especially like when people are going through this thing, and you were able to fight back and you were able to bounce back from your life. So how did you recover it, and like what all things you have done it, like to recover this particular thing? And also, there are so many people who still might be having a doubt, like of a reoccurrence. So what would you like to tell to them, and how they can shift their focus completely, and what all things they need to start doing it, so that, like they can also live a free kind of a thing?
Definitely. So, I mean, what I did was like after my cancer treatment and everything, I became more cautious about my body, about my
Mhm.
mind, and everything. I started practicing so many things in my life. Like, I started doing Surya Namaskar. I started
Mhm.
reading good books, self help books. Then, I mean, after like definitely mentors are very important in my life. I had absolutely loving mentors, and they really helped me to focus on my in my life. Like they set the proper direction, purpose in my life. So I always insist all the survivor. I always my humble request to everyone: please do not think like after this cancer your life is over. After cancer only your life is going to start into a new phase. So have a proper purpose and direction in your life, because that purpose and direction itself is going to take you to a better, is going to make you into a better person, is going to help you to lead a healthy life as well. So if you do not have any purpose in your life, you're going to lead a life um, like just a random life, just like how you wish, like eating junk foods, or
Mhm.
like leading a lethargic life without doing exercise or anything. But when you have a purpose, for example, when you have a purpose to serve the humanity, or when you have a purpose to live for your family, for your kids, or anything, the purpose can be anything, starting from your family to the society, it can be anything. When you have a proper purpose or direction in your life, you feel like you have to live healthy day by day for
Mhm.
that purpose. So that is one thing I did in my life. I framed a strong purpose in my life,
Mhm.
which really helps me day by day, every day, to lead a healthy life. So whenever my mind deviates a little bit, also my purpose will say, no, no, you have this purpose in your life. So you have such a bigger purpose. So for that, at least you have to be healthy. So this kind of things is very important. And also taking right foods, as I already said, also having a good environment, and you should know how to manage your emotions. So it is common in life to get negative emotions, because we all are humans, so we have so many problems in life. But when these kind of negative emotion pops up, we should know how to control them. We should know to manage the stress then and there. So in my case, I had so much of bad chronic stress in my life, which led to cancer. I found that. So always we should manage the stress then and there. When it is a acute stress itself, we have to get rid of it. Like acute stress, it will be for a shorter period of time, but chronic stress, you are going to have it in your heart. You are going to be repeatedly thinking about it for a longer time, which is going to cause a very it is going to cause a very bad impact on your health. So remove all your stresses. And yeah, I have a purpose in life: eat good food, do exercise, do meditation. So all these things I could say. And for the cancer survivors, so sorry, what was your second question? I
Yeah. Now, what I was asking, the other thing also is like you spoke about the
The
environment. Now,
reoccurrence.
yeah, the reoccurrence,
Yes. Yeah.
and also about the environment. So the environment which you're talking about, so what all changes they can do for their environment so that, like, they can be in kind of a healthy thing. What would you recommend?
Okay. So the reoccurrence, the first question, the reoccurrence, how to avoid the cancer reoccurrence. So generally, this fear is going to, um, I mean, be there for a period of time after the cancer treatment and everything. So even I had this fear for 3 years actually, nearly 3 years. I had this fear of cancer reoccurrence, but later slowly I started coming out of it, because without cancer awareness, I could not, uh, I would not have been able to get out of that fear. So when you have a proper awareness, only you will be able to come out of that fear. When you don't
Mhm.
have a awareness, like we'll be thinking like cancer is going to reoccur for each and every person, but that is not true. So how to prevent the cancer reoccurrence? So we can prevent the cancer reoccurrence. A very simple thing: do not get back to your older life. You have done something bad, something wrong in your older life. That's why it resulted in cancer. So please do not get into the older self. So that is why we have to identify after the treatment or during the treatment itself, we have to identify the root cause, like why we got cancer in the first place. When we find the root cause, we will be able to eliminate it completely from our life. So we will not get the cancer again. That is one thing. And the next thing is how to fix the environment. So we can fix the environment, like like for example, if we are having so much of emotions, negative emotions
Mhm.
with the people around us, usually the
The
environment
energy drainers kind of a thing.
sorry.
Energy drainers.
Yeah, energy drainers, because there should be proper energy flow. There should be a proper connection between ourselves and the people around us. If there is no proper positive flow of energy, it is going to drain us. If there is some negative energy is going to prevail between the people in an environment. So always try to cut down the negative energies by either talking to the people, trying to sort out the issues. If you're not able to sort out the issues with those people, if they are not able to understand what you're saying, or if they are continuously trying to criticize you, or um, or they continuously try to frustrate you,
Mhm.
so try to come try I mean stay away from those people. Either try to explain them, or you stay away from them, so that it is not going to affect your health. Because at the end of the day, our health matters the most. If we are healthy only, we can live for our family and everyone, for the kids especially. So that is how we can fix the environment. And also environment, I just wanted to add one point here. Environment, it not only comprises of people, it comprises of the sunlight, the water, everything is together as an environment. So when we stay in a particular environment, for example, when we live in a house, that house should have a proper water facility of water. It should have an adequate amount of sunlight. If the sunlight is not if this house is very dark, or if the sunlight is not in a proper manner, it is going to cause so much of health issues, because vitamin D is very important for health. So that is also very important. Also, as per the research, vitamin D is going to, if there is a lack of vitamin D, it is going to cause increased stress of a person. Stress levels are going to get increased. So that is also very important. So entirely the environment should be in a very positive way.
Yeah. And so what would you recommend, especially like, okay, now how the awareness can be spread, like, how to prevent this, okay, before, like, so that we not only, like, after occurring this, then we are definitely taking the treatment and everything, but for the people, how they can prevent this. So prevention is always, like, better than, like, cure. So how these things, what all things you would suggest, like for foods, so what all things you would recommend as, like, for foods they can, like, have normally, like if you could recommend, that would be wonderful.
So foods, I could say a variety of foods. I
Mhm.
mean, we call it as rainbow foods. Like the food should be colorful on your plate, with loads of fruits, vegetables, and it is always good like to have a little amount of rice with more vegetables. Vegetables should occupy half, I mean not half, like more than half of your plate. So that is what I got to know. Rice should be lesser amount and vegetables should be in more, like it should be in a larger quantity, so that we'll get the adequate fiber. Fiber is very important for health, and also proteins is very important. Iron is very important. For proteins um, we can have lentils or peas or these kind of things. For and also egg is also very good source of protein, but these days egg also we should choose it carefully. We should not use eat the broiled chicken eggs. Like like the research says that it is injected with lots of hormonal injections, which the hormonal injections given for the chicken is in turn going to get into your body. So always choose country chicken eggs,
Mhm.
which you can get it from the person whom you trust, from a reliable person. So choose country chicken eggs or the vegetables, fruits, and then, and it's also always good to eat seasonal fruits like mango, or our traditional fruits like amla, guava. So these kind of foods are going to boost our immunity, because guava, amla, these foods are rich in vitamin C, which is going to improve the immunity of a person. So these are some simple kind of, so simple foods only, but it is going to have a greater impact on the health. And turmeric is very important, garlic
Mhm.
is very important, antibiotics. So all these are going to really improve the health. So we have to take not take a same kind of food every day. So we have to take different foods, so that our body's mechanism itself is getting confused, not to let the cancer cells inside us. That kind of foods we have to take actually.
Yeah. And how about the exercises for, especially for the prevention? So, what all exercise do you think, like, that is something which is important? One, first thing, exercise itself is an important. Now, when, okay, now the exercise is important, then what would you suggest? Like, what all exercise that should be, like, that should be kind of a daily routine?
Exercises, yeah, daily routine. Definitely, the walking is the best exercise. I could say,
Mhm.
like daily 15 to 20 minutes of walk. If we do
Mhm.
not get time to go for a walk, because of family responsibilities, or in my case, I just get my children to school. I do not have time. So in that case, you can do Surya Namaskar, the yoga exercises, which is also very good for health, which is going to make the hormone levels in your body work in a balanced way. And the other simple exercises would be to stretch your hands. I mean, because the
Okay,
people who
stretching.
are working professionals, they sit for a longer time in front of system, so they have to do
Mhm.
some short exercises for stretching their hands, or
Mhm.
for eye exercises. So all these small exercises they can do, and meditation is a very good way to calm down yourself.
Okay. And especially, like, I just wanted to go back, like, when you were going through this kind of a challenges, okay? Though people might be thinking that, okay, they are saying that You have to be positive, you have to talk to yourself as a positive, you have to do visualization, those kind of a thing. But I know most of the people, they are going through this kind of a situation, they would not be in that situation, they won't feel like doing that particular thing. Because like, so what would you suggest to them and how they can inculcate that particular habit? Because that is something which is very, very, very important, because that is the actual time which this particular things needs to be done, right? Not after, like, once you got to know, like, okay, so you have, like, already won this particular thing, and you're good to go, so no more cancer, right? So what would you suggest how they can start doing it? Because most of the people, they would not feel like it, because they would be having a lot of mental stress and all the different kind of pressures and everything, a lot of things would be going on in their mind. What would, based on your experience, because you have gone through that particular thing, how they can do it?
So definitely, as you said, like they will not be in a right state of mind,
Mm-hmm.
even though they watch so many motivational videos or they get so many advices. It will be difficult because they have to deal with it in their daily lives. So they will feel really bad about it. They will not be able to do it. So in that case, if they are not able to do that, there are so many counselors or coaches who are going to help them out. Like sometimes there will be situations where they are not able to speak about their inner feelings even to their family members, because uh, the family members, if they understand their feelings, it's well and good, it's really they it's going to help them. But if they are not able to understand like what they are going through, then definitely that time specialist, a counselor or a coach will be able to help them, able to guide them by giving them tips, and by holding their hands and able to take through that process. And also these days there are communities specific to cancer where the
Mm-hmm.
people all gather together, the survivors gather together as a group, and they can share their experiences, they can motivate each other. Like it, when done in a group, it is much more easier when done
Mm-hmm.
as a single person.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like when done in a group, each person, I would recommend, like in my community, sorry, just 1 second.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in I have a group of community where I recommend the people to be accountable for each other. Like when they are accountable to each other, they will be able to grow together. they
Mm-hmm.
will they will be able to motivate each other. So, and also it's going to be the positive vibes is going to spread to the entire environment. As I
Mm-hmm.
already said, environment is very important. When you're
Mm-hmm.
not going to get that environment at your home, then getting in try searching for an environment where it is going to motivate, going to groom you into a new person. So in my case, I joined many groups, and many I had mentors who really helped me to motivate. So like they, as a group, I was able to learn so many things from each other. I
Mm-hmm.
got motivated, and I completely changed into a new person, transformed into a new person, I could say. So this is how they can really quick fast track their progress. Or as in my case, it took like 5 years for me to understand by myself, to watch the videos, to do the I mean, to do like go back and forth. I
Mm-hmm.
was not sure what I'm doing is good or bad, is correct or not, wrong. I was not sure. But when we join people or community, or when we join an expert, they are well versed in it. They are going to transfer their knowledge to you, so you'd be able to fastly come out of it within a months period of within months, I could say. So that is my opinion.
Okay. Thanks for sharing that, Ashwini. And what would you suggest for the audience, like what not to do? Like maybe I know there are so many things, but what would be like, you would highly recommend people, maybe based on your experience and everything, what as per your opinion, like what they should not to do, like, so that like in future they should not go through this particular journey. Is there anything like you can say about that?
Yeah, I have because I have done those mistakes in my life. Please don't eat junk foods. Don't eat outside foods because it's really, really very harmful. It is not going to show you the next day itself. Sometimes we may think, I'm so healthy. I ate the previous day. It did not have any effect on me. We may think, but the body is not going to in that going to. Operate, work in that manner. It is going to take some time. When we inject poisons into ourselves, it's going to take time, and one
Mhm.
day it's going to blow into a serious problem. So don't ke- go outside and have food. If at all you're going out for a trip, or you're going out somewhere, you have to eat food. Means choose the right food, choose the right place, or have foods which are less oil, which are not deep fried, or which are not processed foods like processed meat. Or
Mhm.
I would say, like, when you're eating non-veg, try to avoid eating outside because they will have it processed for a longer time. And
Mhm.
also do not eat foods which are full of preservatives. Like, most of the store bought foods are full of preservatives, like juices and everything. Always do
Mhm.
everything, prepare everything fresh at your home, which is also going to be cost saving and also going to improve your health. So
Mhm.
these are the things which I understood very lately after having to face so many things in my life. So that is my humble request.
Yeah. Now, if you see yourself back, like, 5 years, 6 years back, like, when you were going through this journey, and now, like, it's after, what would you say to yourself, and what was that experience? And, like, what would you would like to tell to people who are going through in this particular journey? What would you like to tell to that particular people?
So definitely, when when I look back and look now, I feel like I'm more stronger person than before.
Mhm.
It This cancer has really changed my perspective. Before, I used to, when I get a small problem in my life also, I used to think, oh how I'm going to solve this, what I'm going to do. I used to have so many thoughts in my mind. But I tell to all survivors, after you come out of this cancer, you will feel like, whenever you're going to get any problem in your life, you're going to feel like, oh, I have already battled a big thing in my life. There's nothing in front of cancer. So that is how we have a new approach in our life. We have a new perspective. It's really going to change everything. So that's how I really feel more positive and confident and stronger now.
Yeah,
So I could say it's a
absolutely.
blessing in disguise.
Yeah, and definitely you are actually a stronger, and all these ever, and also people who are going through this particular thing, they are also like more stronger, like than they think, because as Ashwini also was going through that particular journey, and so many things, ups and downs and turmoils and were happening, but she believed in herself. And that is what I would also recommend, like, it's just believe in ourselves, believe in the universe, and like, start doing the visualization, and also the inner talk. That is something which is also very powerful. Now, what is about your framework, like, the framework which you have done, like how it is going to help, and is it for, like, for the people who are going through this particular journey, or this is for someone who can prevent it, like as a coach, like who do you actually help?
So I have this framework called CHAMS framework.
Mhm.
It's I designed it to make people as champions. This is a common framework which would be applicable for people before cancer and after cancer, like for preventing cancer and
Mhm.
for during and after cancer. So this is applicable for everyone, I could say, because It is like how to cleanse your body, how to be how to hydrate yourself, how to be positive, how to take the right foods in the right time, in right
Mhm.
quantity. So how to practice mindfulness, exercise. So every it's a combination which is going to change you into a completely holistic person. So
Mhm.
complete transformation is going to happen.
Mhm.
And also it will help the professionals, especially the working professionals, to overcome the challenges in their life. Because as a working professional, I know there will be lots of stress they have to undergo. So without even getting into these kind of illness, they can prevent it beforehand. Or the people who are undergoing this treatment, cancer treatment also, they when they follow this, they would be able to recover soon, and they would be able to be a champion. Like each and every person has a champion hidden in them. So everyone is a champion, but we have to unleash our champions. And that is what this framework helps actually.
Yeah. And what would like how okay, one this is something for this is also going to help for the working professional. Now, what would you say to the people who are actually very, very, very much busy, especially in as a professionals or maybe in the corporate work, they're continuously busy and like they are spending lot of time only on working but not taking care of their health. What would you like to say to them? And I know you also shared your experience, like you also did this particular mistake earlier, so what would you like to tell to these kind of people?
Okay, you mean for the working professionals?
Yes, people who are very much busy and towards their work, and they are not taking care of their health properly, and even not taking care of the food what they are eating and everything. What would you like to tell to these kind of
So
people?
I would tell like the working professionals should definitely have a proper daily schedule. Like they should know like when to eat and when to sleep and when to work. Do not mingle everything. Like do not overstress at your work. Do not make work as your priority. Always your health should be the priority. So always have a 1 liter of water with nearby you, and keep drinking whenever you're working, so that you'll be hydrated. And have a like now it's like since it's a pandemic, most of the people are working from
Mhm.
home, so they can drink water, they can have some nuts by their side, they can have some salads by their side. So keep munching something good foods at the right intervals, and hydrate yourself with adequate amount of water, juices, so everything. And also allot some time for exercise, at least like 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes in the morning, so that when you get into the work, you will have a stress free mind, and you'll also be able to concentrate on your work. So prioritize your work as well.
Yeah. So prioritizing the work, but also like the health, because if there is no health like that, who is going to do that particular work, right?
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So great, Ashwini. Now, how can people can connect with you? Like if they need any kind of a counseling or maybe coaching or maybe some advice related to, or maybe to in the case of a prevention, or maybe someone who is going through this particular journey, how can they connect with you?
So like I'm spreading awareness on all the social media platforms like Facebook, LinkedIn, and then Instagram and everywhere. So all the in all the social media platforms, you can connect via this link tree, which has been flashed below.
Mhm.
So that link tree slash Ash can win, where when they click on it, they can see all my social media profiles. So via that, they can DM me, and they can very well connect with me. I'll be really glad to help them.
Great, great. Thank you so much, Ashwini, and thank you so much for coming to this show and spreading this kind of awareness, and also not only spreading the awareness, also sharing your experience, because this experience will actually help lot of people to win in their life as well. So, what would be the last thoughts, or maybe any last thing you would like to tell it to our audience who is watching, or maybe who will be watching this particular recording, or maybe someone who is going through this particular journey?
Yeah, just one sentence I could say, like, reborn. You're going to reborn. You're going to become more stronger than before. So be happy, always be happy, and be grateful for each and everything in your life, which is going to bring you lots of blessings and lots of abundance, and you're going to have a very happy life, healthy life. So be grateful, I could say.
Great. So thank you so much, Ashwini, and once again, thank you so much for coming to the Ravi Nadar show, and it was wonderful, spreading your maybe the awareness, or maybe the experience and everything. I just even I got to learn many things from this during this conversation, because I myself see as a student. That's it. No matter what kind of things we are going, but we can learn from any kind of a situation, or maybe each and everything. So thank you so much for coming for this
Yeah,
show.
thank you so much, Ravi, for having me here, and it's always a pleasure to connect with you. And it's always I feel so much happy when I spread awareness like these on talk shows and everything. So thank you so much for having me here and having given me this opportunity.
Thank you so